Okay, so I wanted to have a kind of brief focused session on kind of the importance of emotional intelligence nowadays, because I think it's gained a much higher premium than I think it's had in the past, and I think it's a lot more valued trait nowadays when it comes to when you're going out to deliver to customers, if it's from a business perspective. I think also from kind of a management perspective, if you've got your own business and you've got your own team.
So when you say emotional intelligence, do you mean from the point of being able to manage people as opposed to...
I think it's managing interaction and engagement with people, right?
Okay.
So what you'll find is you'll get... So your level of emotional intelligence for me is what helps define whether you're just a manager or a leader.
Okay.
So a manager focuses on, I need to deliver these results.
Yeah.
And that's all they're focused on. What are the processes that I need to put in place?
Yeah.
How do I get to my numbers? But they forego looking after the people. They just treat the people as a number. Whereas a leader understands, I need to look after my people. When I look after because my people are the ones that deliver the results. A business doesn't work, a business and a team. It's like a team in football. What you achieve is based on the people that you have. Yes, you've got like a manager that sits at the top level, but if he can't look after his people and motivate them and support them, then they're not going to deliver the results. And you can churn multiple ones in and out, but if you don't take that approach to look after the people, you are going to have to churn them in and out, because who wants to work for a place where they're just a number?
Yeah, and that's what will happen is you're probably then going to get a lot of short-term results as opposed to long-term if you're just managing your people and managing them like they're just a number, because you're not going to build that longevity.
I think it goes even past long-term and short-term results. I think you'll get you'll get very quick and short-term turnover. So your people will quickly churn through because they don't want to work there anymore. And even more so now, people are looking to be valued in the workplace more so maybe than in the past, where people accept them. We kind of touched on it when we were doing our video on the age of entitlement. That in the past, people kind of had a sense of responsibility where they were like, I know I need to do my 9 to 5 because I need to pay for my family. Whereas now we've moved to an approach where people are looking to be valued in what they're doing. So I think it's even more important than ever, because when you go to somebody, do you love your job? Do you like your job? Are you just doing your job? And usually what comes up to it is, people will play around with the salaries and the rest of it because money talks, right? But often you can overdo that. You can get past that if you give people a place that they want to work. And that comes down to, how can you connect with them? And so that's what I'm talking about when I've got much intelligence, because I see some people, again, they're just about the numbers. They don't focus on the people. And that even comes with when you're dealing with people. It doesn't even have to be in business. It's when you're dealing with people outside, it's your ability to show empathy and be able to engage with them. Not just, it's like those when we've spoken before about conversing and engagement. Are you talking up somebody? Are you talking at somebody? Are you building rapport? Are you listening to them? All of these things, are you actually, one thing, are you listening? And then when you're taking it in, how are you responding to that? Because some people they do lack a high level of emotion. You can be talking to them, and even if they're listening, they can't quite comprehend on kind of an emotive level what the discussion is. They're quite kind of cold and calculated, and they can be kind of difficult to deal with, and that's just in normal interactions between people. I would argue that now you even get to a point where people will start, when they're kind of going through the interviewing process and the rest, to place more emphasis on that than what you can do on a page, because you can't go and get a course on having a high level of emotional intelligence and being able to
being a people person
and being a strong leader, because that's what you want. If I'm hiring for something, right, I want to hire a leader, a person who people are going to follow because they want to follow, over a manager who has all of these qualifications. I might need them for a quick fix. I've got a quick project that we need to deliver and a quick target to hit, and I just need somebody who can come in and do that. Fine, I might bring in kind of a managerial type person for that. But what I want in the long term is you want to build a culture of leadership, and that empowers the people beneath them, and again makes people rock up to work, because the difference is so if I have the level of emotional intelligence to connect with the people who work with me, then in the good times everything's going good and you're looking after them, everybody's happy. But in the bad times, they're ready to go to war for me. They're ready to go to war because they see me as he's the leader of my ship, not he's just my manager.
So are you saying though that if you're a manager or a leader that you need to have the emotional intelligence, or does that really start from the bottom as well as working its way through the...
I think it should be built so you build it in as a culture, right? So at the bottom level, that emotional intelligence is what allows you to connect. So if you're picking up the phone to a customer or sales or a different department, having that level of kind of intelligence and empathy to be able to engage properly with people is essential for you to actually deliver results. Then you've got the flip side when it comes to like the leadership level, and again, let's stop using the word manager. When you go to the leadership level, you have to have that again when you're engaging at your level, but you need to have that to be able to connect with your people. Can you see when people are down? Can you understand when they're feeling a bit below par and take them aside and speak to them and listen and help support and encourage them? Can you do that?
I think that was what made Alex Ferguson so good at his job, because that's what he used to do. He used to stand from the sidelines when people were training, and he would tap into that emotion of a player and say when he's down, when he needs a hug around the shoulder, and all of these different things to get the best out of his team.
Well, when it comes to football and managers there, you find that a lot of them, they're like, when you talk to players who work with them, they refer to their people management. And so, because you're quite like the tacticians on the pitch, but then the great managers, they were people managers. They could pick up a person who was off form and bring them back up. It's like a Tony Robbins, for example, who steps in. He always goes, I come in when you're like a Kobe Bryant or a superstar, it's just hit a block and they can't get in. Now he does that because he's sky high through the roof. He understands how to connect, because each individual is different as well. So he has that ability to connect with all of the individuals. Right, what is it I need to piece out of here? What is your purpose? What is your why? Right, now how do I connect where you are right now, hook that up to what your feelings are and your whys and your purpose to get you back on par and ready to shoot all cylinders. But that's not kind of just out there for the people at the top highest level. It has to be done all the way through. So it has to be done as far through as when anybody's going to business. So if I'm looking after a team, I put an expectation on myself that I'm going to look after them. Like I will never ask, when I was talking to you guys, I never ask you to do stuff that I won't do myself. So I wouldn't say, right, well, I'm going to wake up at 9 o'clock in the morning, but I want you up at 5 o'clock. I wouldn't do that. But I'll wake up at 5, but tell you, don't worry, don't turn up until 9, because I want you to have a balance. I want you to stay motivated. I want you to stay rested. But you're connecting to that. Not, here are the numbers we need to hit. Just do it. Don't come back to me until you've got an answer. Because ain't nobody want to work for somebody like that. Nobody wants to be in a team with somebody like that. And I think it's super important, again, at all the different levels now. I think you maybe see it more now than you did, but you've still got kind of like an old generation who can be quite cold. And you even get it in the younger generation. They can be cold and they can get results, but then they might fall down in the long term, because when push comes to shove and they hit hard times, no one's standing there to back their corner. Nobody wants to back their corner because they're like, I don't want to work for you. You didn't give. You're not my leader. You're just my boss. And I don't even really like that term. I'm like, boss. And nobody wants to wake up and be bossed. Nobody wants to wake up and be, yes, I can't wait to go to work today. I'm going to be managed for the next 9 hours. Nobody wants to do that. They want to go, I can't wait to go to work because I'm going towards something. I can't. And when somebody says, what is it you like about your workplace? Do you know what? I know that my management team and my leadership team, they will look out for me.
And they'll support me.
And that can often overlook any other stuff. But are you happy with pay? Well, I could maybe go and get better pay somewhere else. But I like the culture that's built here. And that culture is built because people have that higher level of emotional intelligence that built up.
Work satisfaction means so much more than money. So if that leader can build a culture within a team where he knows that I'm going to be there for you, it's fun and all that comes with it, then you're going to get a lot more out of your team. And
you get that, and that's what I mean. But even that ability to understand that principle is part of having that emotional intelligence in the first place. Because otherwise, you don't actually care. You don't see what's causing the issue and what's not causing the issue. You're just I want numbers. I can't understand why I can't get them right. Get rid of these people, get new people in. I can't understand why I've got it. And you churn it and it's not until you sit down and think, well, actually, hold on, maybe I'm not looking after the people. You start looking after the people start putting in the effort for you, and you deliver the results. Because whatever you're doing, every success is built on the team behind it. Every team is built full of people. So there may be an individual that stands at the flagship, but even the best leaders, when you've got kind of, again, that high level of emotional intelligence, you don't just wait around for a big success to happen and then say, I'm going to take credit for that. Usually what you'll find is, when it comes to delivering credit, they say, all good, but these are the true stars behind it. On the flip side, when it comes to failure, they don't hang their people out to dry. They stand there in front of them and say, I'm going to stand up for my team. I'm going to protect them. This is my job as a leader to look out for their well-being. So the flip side, and they have that. And again, when you see that as somebody who's right, you're going in, you're absolutely petrified because you made a mistake, and you go and speak to your management, and your boss turns around and takes that leadership position and says, don't worry, I've got this. I'll stand up and I'll take the responsibility for it. a higher level, as opposed to someone who says, Psh, I'm going to send you into management to explain this. Because again, it's going to leave a very sour taste in your
confidence.
And it's going to kill your confidence. You're not going to want to put in the extra hours to work for that person. You're not going to want to go beyond your match. You're going to deliver on 50% because you don't feel you should deliver on 100%.
You're going to start looking for a job elsewhere.
And that's what. And then you move on. And then you might find that. And again, that person will just churn through teams and teams. Sooner or later, they'll get shaft because they're not delivering results.
Because everybody's different. Not every two people are the same, so you've got to manage people in different ways. You have to tap in, find out, and that will start from the very beginning when you're interviewing them and when you're going through that process and understanding what makes this person tick, what makes that person tick. And it's obviously something that will develop over a period of time where you get to know somebody a lot better. But yeah, I can definitely see what you mean, that you have to have that emotional intelligence because you can't just blanket manage everybody the same way. It doesn't work.
No, it's like I say, for me, I think maybe it's sometimes a bit overlooked, but I know at least from people I've worked for in the past, a very distinct difference is the person who, again, I look at for being a great... If I considered them, what made them, if I was going to say they were a great manager, it was their leadership capabilities, the fact that they stood up for me. It was the fact that they took the time to understand, right, what is the underlying passion and purpose I have, versus the ones who I've worked for who didn't really create any kind of bond or connection there. So I think if you can master that going forwards, then it doesn't make any difference what you're shooting to achieve. If you can connect to the people around you when you're going out to make new sales, when you're going out to engage, when you're networking, flip side, when you're building your team, when you're managing your team, when you're taking them through the hard times, you're celebrating the good times. If you can start with a strong basis of having that level of EI to be able to connect to people, you're setting yourself up as it's like a key. It's almost like a key principle for success for me now. Like it's a key characteristic for someone to have before they set out.
Okay, all right, cool. We'll cover that point.
So until next time, that's another light. But as always, life's only as good as your mindset. So stay positive, stay driven, and we'll catch you on the next video.
Peace.